Unhinged, loud. Unhinged and loud, bossed up, glossed up, don't need permission. Came with the vision, don't care who listens. Stand on the table, shake the whole room. When we walk in, make space, make room. Unhinged and loud.
Before Unhinged and Loud, before I had language for any of this, before I knew what patterns even were, there was just me, trying to figure it out, why my body didn't feel like mine anymore. And the hardest part, it wasn't even the symptoms at first. It was the confusion. Because when something is clearly wrong, but nobody can tell you what it is, you don't just feel sick. You feel lost. In this episode, this is that phase. The phase where nothing made sense, but everything was trying to tell me something. This is the part nobody prepares you for. I want to take you back to the beginning, because this didn't start all at once. It started small, subtle, easy to ignore. Little things that didn't feel worth mentioning. Being more tired than usual, but telling myself I just needed rest. Forgetting things, but blaming it on being busy. Feeling off, but not being able to explain what off meant. And that's how it gets you, because nothing feels serious enough to sound the alarm. So you keep going. You push through. You adjust your life around symptoms you don't even understand yet. And slowly, without even realizing it, your normal starts changing. There comes a point where you can't brush it off anymore, where pushing through doesn't work like it used to. Your body stops cooperating. Fatigue isn't just being tired anymore. It's exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. Pain isn't just soreness. It's something so much deeper. Something that lingers. Something that moves. And now you're noticing patterns. Even if you don't have the language for it yet. Certain days feel worse. Certain triggers seem to make things flare. But when you try to explain it, it comes out scattered, disconnected, hard to prove. And that's where the gap starts forming between what you're experiencing and what the system can measure. This is where my story gets complicated, because I wasn't just experiencing this. I was working inside healthcare while it was happening. I saw the system from both sides. I saw how fast appointments had to move. I saw how decisions were based on numbers, labs, time constraints. And I started realizing something uncomfortable. The system isn't designed to sit in complexity. It's designed to move, to solve what's obvious, to treat what's measurable. But what happens when what you're experiencing isn't obvious yet? What happens when it doesn't show up on standard tests? That's where people like me start slipping through the cracks. I need to talk about this part honestly, because this is where things start affecting you mentally. When you keep hearing everything looks fine, but you don't feel fine, you start questioning yourself. You start shrinking your experience, minimizing it, trying to make it make sense. You start saying things like, maybe I'm just tired. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe this is normal. And that's dangerous. Because now you're not just navigating symptoms, you're disconnecting from your own intuition. And then there's a shift. It usually doesn't happen during the day. It happens at night. When everything is quiet, when the distractions are gone, when your body is loud. That's when you start searching, reading, comparing, trying to piece things together. And for the first time, you start seeing people who sound like you. Not exactly the same, but close enough to make you pause. And something clicks. Not a diagnosis, not an answer, but awareness. Looking back now, that phase was frustrating, confusing, exhausting. Trying to explain and feel like I had to talk someone in to rub this, feel this, and try to make them believe what I was going through. And I knew that something was wrong, but it's like, how do you convince somebody that's how bad off you are? But it was also necessary, because that's where I learned something that would later become the foundation of Unhinged N Loud. Symptoms are not random. They're patterns. And if no one is connecting them, then you have to start. Not because you want to, but because you have to. Because your body is already trying to tell you something. And in the next episode, I'm going to take you into the moment those patterns became impossible to ignore. And what happened when I started pushing back. This is Unhinged N Loud. And if no one has told you this yet, you are not crazy. Your body is not working against you. It's trying to communicate with you. And just because the system doesn't have answers yet, doesn't mean your experience isn't real. This is exactly why Unhinged N Loud exists. To help you understand your body, connect your patterns, and walk into every room with your voice intact. Because your voice was never the problem. I'm Amber Tay, and this is Unhinged and Loud.
Unhinged and loud. Say it with your chest right now. Turn the pain into power. We just get louder now. Unhinged and loud. They can't dim us down. If they try to silence us, we just run the town. If they sleeping on us, wake 'em up now.